about that, but Muslims should be proud of that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the correct way. That means even the President of the United States doesn't have the correct way to use the bathroom, for example, subhanAllah. But a Muslim does. The most simple, illiterate Muslim living anywhere in the world, he knows how to use the bathroom in the proper Islamic way. But somebody who is the leader of a country in the what we call developed world, he doesn't know the proper way. So this is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has given to us. So going down this path though requires patience. Requires patience. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we said now, we need to be sincere, is going to test that sincerity. So you find the great scholars whose books for hundreds of years or even more than 1,000 years, we are still reading them, we are still quoting them, we are still talking about them, read their life and see the tests and trials and tribulations they went through. Did they go through many? Many. They went through huge difficulties. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing their sincerity. And when they prove to themselves and others that they are sincere and they stuck to the path, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought about great results. Even those du'at who are very successful, even in our times, you find they have thousands became Muslim on their hands. Just see an interview with them about their life and how they were kicked out from here and how they lived on this place and how they had to, go through hard times and they didn't have food to eat and this and that, but they stuck to the path of seeking knowledge and calling to it, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the end opened the way for them and brought amazing results for them in this life, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for even more in the next life. So there will necessarily be some tests. But for many of us at this level that we're at, our test will be, can we come to the class on time? Can we come each week? Or will we find that if it conflicts with a football match or a TV show or an appointment that we have with some friends to go to the shisha bar, whatever it is, that we will choose that over this? That's a test, and it requires some patience to be dedicated and to be committed. But only then can we really achieve something great if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps us to be patient. There's a lot to say. So just remembering that when we go down this path of da'wah, we may not see the amazing fruits of success with our own eyes. So how many a scholar who we read their books today, we quote them all the time, they lived a very short life. And when you look back in their life, you will find that they may not have seen the great fruits of what they achieved. That now millions of people are benefiting from the knowledge that they have passed on and so on. Is that right? So that requires a certain level of patience and dedication and sincerity and commitment. When going down this path, a lot of wisdom is needed. And wisdom comes with experience, but requires knowledge and requires going back to those people of knowledge who have more experience. And this is important for you guys as a group. You need to have advisors. You need to have from those professors, from those people who are in the field of da'wah, who have a lot of experience. You have to be going back to them and seeking their advice in all of your activities and your plans and so on. Because even if you have a bit of knowledge in a certain area, there are certain elements that require wisdom that don't come except with experience. So you may know 1 + 1 = 2, but you don't know that when you go down this path, no, it equals 2.5, not 2. There's something else that can happen. So this is where wisdom is essential. So we will end there, inshallah, with the adhan. But the iqam is after 10 minutes, right? So for us to walk there and make wudu.
There's one question I want to ask. What's the difference between khawf and al-khashya?
I was listening to that just a little while back. I don't remember exactly the details, but he brought several words in the Quran that are used for fear. For example, rahba, khawf, and khashya. These are all words that derive or come from that meaning of fear. But each one is used in a specific time by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a specific reason. So I don't remember all of the details of it, but it's something good to go back and see, because even though the meanings are similar, they're not exactly the same. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will use a certain word to refer to a certain type of fear. You understand? Yeah. So I mean, I don't remember all the details of it, subhanAllah, but I do remember hearing it, and it gives you an appreciation, because sometimes we just read the translation and they will translate all of those words as fear. Even taqwa and all these words, they'll just use fear for all of them. No, they don't all mean the same thing though. Each one has a subtlety behind it that gives a certain kind of feeling or understanding that the person can appreciate when they read a translation of Quran. So this is why it's important for us to study Arabic and go back to the roots and so on. But I can't remember exactly the difference between them. Jazakumullah khairan. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us sincerity. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us that commitment, because it can be difficult. We can find ourselves excited for a day or two or a month or two. But true success requires حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ, which means until certainty comes to you, and certainty is death. It means we have to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be committed on this path that we have chosen until we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to do that, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept us, because it's an honor to be somebody who's going down this path of seeking knowledge, which puts you down a path of going to Jannah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala won't accept necessarily all those who claim that they are going down this path. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept us and make us sincere. I want to give you a website you can go to. It's IIOC Noor, N-U-R, notes.blogspot.com. IIOC Noor, N-U-R, notes, N-O-T-E-S, all one word, .blogspot.com. This is from a course that was taught at the Islamic Institute of Orange County, which I used to attend in Anaheim in California in the United States. And they did explanation of Surah An-Nur. So we will benefit from the notes that are there from the students, inshallah. Okay. But I want you guys to discuss and see if that's really what you want. If you want me to be a part of your discussion, let me know. But otherwise, you guys discuss internally and see. And try to put a strategy or goals as an organization. What do we want to achieve? And to achieve that, what knowledge do we need to have? And what are the basics that we all have already and still need to have or need to review and so on. Okay? And if you want to send me anything, I can help give my input, or we can send it to people who are more knowledgeable and experienced in the field, inshallah, of da'wah and so on, to give their feedback. Any comments or questions or corrections real quick? Otherwise, I think we have to go. Okay? Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.